game. It's not streaming. You didn't.
Oh, crap.
It might be live now. I don't know.
It is live now.
Are we live now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live now. Sorry about that, Aiden.
Face-off coming up inside the neutral zone in front of the Vikings bench. Ball's behind the net now. The pass or the shot, that deflects, goes into the corner. Picked up by the Street Kings. Back to the point. Moeller with a shot. Oh, and that's juggled there by Savoy, but he'll glove it down. 11:21 left to go in this game. Nanaimo is up 3-0. Moeller coming off and Leonard going on. Face off inside the Viking zone. There's a shot. Nice save there by Savoy. So another face off coming up coming up inside the Viking zone. Vikings have the ball behind the net. Banked off the boards, kept in at the point though. Oh, nice pass. Oh, what a save by Savoy. And he quickly pounces on that. So another face-off coming up inside the Viking zone. 11:02 left to go in the game and a 3-0 lead for Nanaimo. Vikings will carry the ball out. This Hintz. That one was picked off by Nanaimo. There's Dorman. Dorman will pass it over. That goes to the near board. Nice shot and a nice save there by Savoy. Battle for the possession of the ball in the corner. The pass in front. Nice save by Savoy. Bit of a loose ball there. There's a fake shot. There's a sorry about that. Had probably my headset there. Ball goes down into the Street King zone. Battle for a ball behind the net. Leonard will pass it over. That was quickly pounced on by Gord Stone to settle things down. 10:04 left to go in the game and a 3-0 lead for Nanaimo. Face off inside the Nanaimo zone here. Won by the Vikings. They can't keep the ball in as here comes Nanaimo. Colby Adams. He tried to pass it over to Sean Anderson. Matt Nielsen with the ball in the corner. Well, shot around the boards by the Vikings. They try and get it out. Kept in by Moeller. Jeremy Moeller. He makes a play along the boards. Jeremy Moeller comes in, takes a shot. That deflects and out of play. We want to thank our friends at Coastal Ball Hockey for sponsoring the VIBHL and its athletes. We appreciate all the support and help that you provide to our players to make this beautiful game happen. Moeller over to Binda. Vikings have the ball in the corner now. Battle in the corner there. And Nanaimo wins it. There's a shot by Moeller. Ball's up in the air. I think it hit the top of the crossbar. Ball's in front of the net for the shot. Just missed the net. Ball's behind the net. Moeller with a shot. It's blocked. Ball goes in the corner. Moeller will chip it. Lots going on there. It's a bit of a, definitely lots going on there. Great opportunities for Nanaimo, but quickly covered up there by Savoy. As the Street Kings are just applying more pressure. It definitely shows the old shot clock with 28 shots on goal compared to 1 for the Vikings. All right, face-off coming up inside the Viking zone. Saywell, he'll pass it down low for Nelson. Ball goes on the opposite side. Moeller back to the point to Binda. Back to Jeremy Moeller, takes a shot. Nice pad save, and that was covered up by Rock Savoy. So we will have another face-off coming up inside the Vikings end here. Battle for the ball behind the net. That's Saywell. And Moeller keeps it in at the point. And, oh, the ref is saying it's out. Bit of confusion there, but it was just out. Well, that's an offside call against Nanaimo. And the Vikings have called a timeout with 8:10 left to go in the game here, and they're down 3-0. Let's see if they can get some strategies going here and try and get back his game quick. And stay tuned, folks. We got lots of games coming up for the rest of the day, up till 10 p.m. actually. Our next game coming up at 1 p.m. is the hometown Victoria Ducks playing in a Vancouver Island rival, the Nanaimo Rockets. That will be a men's competitive elite game. That one should be a gooder. Just looking at the schedule here, and this looks like this is the last round robin game, if you want to call it, for both these teams. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of the tourney unfolds here and see where teams are placed for the playoffs and where they're seated. All right, looks like we've got a face-off coming up for the camera here, right in front of the Nanaimo bench. Got Saywell going to take the draw here for Nanaimo. Nope, they're going to bring the face-off inside the Street King zone here. So Dylan Churchill's going to line up to take the draw for the Vikings against Tanner Saywell. And the Vikings have the ball at the point. There's a shot that deflects, goes in the corner. Leonard, he can't get the ball out. There's Warrington. Warrington on a breakaway, comes in. Oh, just lost the ball at the last moment. But he picks the ball up in the corner. Warrington makes a move. Nice pass into the slot there. There's Tracy Madison now. Vikings can't get it out. There's a shot. That one goes into the glove of Mr. Rock Savoy, number 1. It covers it up. So 7:28 left to go in this game. Again, 3-0 is the lead for Nanaimo. And the ball's out. Ball's retrieved by Stephen Leonard. Leonard will pass the ball up. Andrew Wilson. He'll pass it over. Nanaimo has the zone here. Backhand pass there. Leonard winds up, passes it over. Oh, what a save by Rock Savoy. Look like a tic-tac-toe play there for Nanaimo. But Savoy keeping his team in this game. And Savoy will play it for Hintz. And here come the Vikings. Poked away there. There goes Dell. Drops it down the corner for Wilson. Wilson. The Vikings have it along the near boards. And they get it out. And Nanaimo needs to tag up. And they have the zone again. Back to the point. There's a shot. That one goes wide. Ball's behind the net. Wilson, he'll pass over. Nice save there by Savoy. Backhands it. Moeller. He'll play it down low. Back to the point. Good ball movement here and ball possession here by the Street Kings. Comes in, takes a shot. Oh, just over the net. Vikings trying to get it out. This is Zach Gibney. Gibney makes a move there. Gibney tried to play for defensive partner. And Nanaimo still has possession of the zone here. Make a change on the fly. Back to the point. Tabinda winds up, shoots, missed the net. Ball's behind the net right now. And the net's off, so plays whistled down. 5:24 left to go in this game. It is 3-0 Nanaimo. All right, face off inside the Vikings zone here. Got Matt Nielsen lining up to take the draw for Nanaimo. Nanaimo wins the draw. Moeller, he'll pass it over the right-hand side. Back to Moeller at the point. Pass it down low. There's a shot. Rebounds loose. Ball's behind the net. Nielsen, he'll play it over in front. And there's Tristan, number 17, Tristan Marati. He's picked off there by Binda. Binda Thin. Or to Matt Nielsen. Nielsen to Thin. Taken away by the Vikings. Vikings get it out of the zone here. Tristan Marati gains a blue line, takes a shot. Nice save there by Gord Stone. There's a shot, that one's blocked. Three Kings can't get it out. And plays whistle down. And looks like we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone here. Front of the camera. Looks like Tanner Saywell is going to take the draw for Nanaimo. Against Zach Gibney of the Vikings. Race for the ball there. Mike Warrington. Warrington. He'll play it up. Leonard. Up to Saywell. Saywell gains the blue line down left-hand side. Pass Tried to pass it in front of the net, but that was covered up by Savoy. Time's ticking here for the Vikings. It's 3:59 left to go in the game, and they find themselves down 3-0. Face off inside the Viking zone. Kept in at the point. Ricky, Finn, nice save there by Savoy. Back to the point, Leonard winds up, shoots, nice pad save, rebound, takes a shot, and scores. My apologies, I thought he scored there. All right, it looks like it was a goal there. All right, we are still at 3-0. Face off inside the Vikings end. There's a shot, Savoy's the save. So another face off coming up inside the Viking zone. Saywell going to take the draw again. Back to Leonard. Back to Finn. There's a shot. That one goes in the corner. Picked up by Saywell. Saywell did a backhand it to his defenseman, but picked off by the Vikings. There's Madison. Tracy Madison. He'll pass it over. Dylan Churchill. Race for the ball. Leonard and Churchill. There's Nelson. Isaac Nelson. He'll pass it over. Mike Warrington. And it's an offside call against Nanaimo. 2:54 left to go in this game. It's 3-0 Nanaimo. Shots on goal this game is 38-2 for Nanaimo. I have a hunch Mr. Rock Savoy for the Vikings will get player of the game for the Vikings. So yeah, stay tuned for that, folks, after the game. Both teams will have a player of the game. Cross floor pass, winds up, shoots, nice save, and that deflects and out of play, so we'll have a face-off coming up inside the Viking zone. Again, we want to thank our sponsor, Coastal Ball Hockey. We're sponsoring the VIBHL, all our athletes and referees, scorekeepers, commentators. We appreciate everything you do to make this lovely game happen for us. Got to get the lovely Valentine's puns in there. .220 left to go here. Jeremy Moeller usually plays for the Victoria Islanders, the VIBHL. Today's playing for the Street Kings. McGuire taken away by Moeller. Moeller back at the point now. Passing it down low. There's a shot. Oh, just missed the net. That was Dorman with a shot there. Just under 2 minutes left to go here. Trevor Dorman back to Moeller. Loses the ball. Vikings tried to do a cross floor pass. Didn't happen though. There's Dorman in the corner. Dorman. Wilson at the point. He'll pass it down. Passing down the corner. There's a shot. Goes behind the net. Picked up by Ricky Thin. Both behind the net. Vikings have it. Vikings trying to get it out, and they will. Andrew Wilson will retrieve the ball. And our last minute of play to go here. Dorman, he'll pass it over. There's a shot. And that's a goal. That's a quite sure there. Bit of a late reaction there by the ref in the Nanaimo. And it's now 4-0 for Nanaimo. Well, it's just a matter of formality, so to speak, to see what the final score will be here. And here come the Vikings. 25 seconds left. They dump the ball down. Steven Leonard, number 2, to retrieve the ball in the corner. Leonard will now walk the ball up of his own zone. Ball's in the neutral zone, picked off by the Vikings. Gain the blue line, 10 seconds left to go. There's a shot, I say there, by Gord Stone. Ball goes in the corner, race for the ball, and that will do it. Final score, Nanaimo Street Kings 4 and the Vikings 0. Stay tuned for our players of the game. Yep, Rock Savoy, well deserved. 40 shots on goal there. Player of the game for the Vikings. And Mike Warrington for the Nanaimo Street Kings, well deserved. All right, folks. Again, the final score, Nanaimo 4 and the Vikings 0. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for our next game for the Cash Island Tournament.